A palpable feeling of a hand touching the top of my head on the right side.
It's Channel Mom with Jenny Dean Schmidt. We're here for you.
Brought to you by Pediatric Dental Group of Colorado, creating positive and rewarding dental visits for kids of all ages since 1977.
Okay, I was at the hotel right above the Kodak Theater. It was Oscar weekend, actually. CBS had rented a suite for the anchor to be there Sunday night to watch the awards and then drop down to the Kodak Theater and interview people. But because it's Oscar weekend, the hotel said, no, you have to take the suite the whole weekend. And I had a senior producer who knew that I was, this refugee living, of staying on people's couches or checking into hotels because of the divorce at home. So I went there, and, I loved staying Friday night, and Saturday morning I got up, went for a walk, got something to eat, came back, sat down on the little love seat in the suite, and I'm closing my eyes and I'm relaxing and just trying to let go of all the stress of the previous months of this divorce. And I take deep breaths, and as I'm sitting there with my eyes closed and relaxing, I get the sensation, I have a palpable feeling of a hand touching the top of my head on the right side. The warmth, the pressure of the way an adult might rest their hand on a beloved child.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and it was such a wonderful feeling that I didn't, jump up and say, what, who's this? I enjoyed it. And then my rational mind kicked in, and I thought, wait, there's a hand on my head. So I opened my eyes to see who it might be, and as I opened my eyes, the hand lifted, and I was there alone in the hotel room. It wasn't a freaking out, like, who was that? It was like a very wonderful, peaceful feeling.
Yeah.
So much so that the next day I wake up in the same hotel room. It's Sunday. It's going to be my last morning waking up there. I'm going to have to get out of the room. And I remember the day before, and I want that again. So I try to repeat everything I did. I go for the same walk. I get the same food. I come back. I'm sitting on that same little love seat where I was the day before. Try to remember everything I did. Okay, I closed my eyes. I took deep breaths. I'm really hoping and wishing that I'll feel that sensation of the hand upon my head again. Take deep breaths, relax. Come on, hand, and it doesn't come. Nothing happens. And I'm just, as I'm giving up, realizing this, it's not going to happen again. And I open my eyes, and I hear church bells ringing. Church bells, and I jump up. I look out the window. I'm on the 9th floor, and I haven't been to church in, I can't even tell you how long. And I see people parking their cars and walking in, and impulsively I run to the closet and put on what I think would be church clothes. And I go down, and I just, clip-clop in my high heels down the sidewalk and go into this church, sit in the back pew, really feeling like I'm supposed to be here, but I don't know why. Nothing happens. I don't get a sense of anything from the pastor's words. I don't even remember anything that was said, and suddenly it was over. And people were walking out, which mystified me because I had felt compelled to go there. And how come people are leaving? Why did I come here if it's over and nothing happened?
Yeah.
But I noticed, maybe half a dozen to a dozen people were going against the stream. Everybody's leaving, but these people are walking up the center of the aisle. And I, again, feel a compulsion to follow. And it's the pastor who is handing the bread and wine out. And my mind goes, communion, Lord's Supper. I mean, of course, my Aunt Teddy took me to church when I was a little girl, but I don't know whether I can do this.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Am I supposed to? But I had felt pulled to this church, so I did. I took the bite and I took the drink, and nothing happened. I didn't hear angels. The sky didn't open up, and I'm still a little confused because I keep expecting something since I was pulled to this church. Again, the group breaks up. About half of them leave, but a few, maybe 3 or 4 at this point, continue forward up the center aisle, so I continue following. When they get to the front, there's a little velvet sort of rail, and they kneel on it. So I kneel on it, and I see that the pastor is kind of going down the line and praying in front of each one, so I close my eyes, and when he gets to me, he makes a little sign of the cross on my forehead, and then with his other hand, he puts it on the top of my head, exactly where I had felt it the day before in my hotel room.
Yeah.
The imaginary wasn't imaginary. The meditative state I was in, I don't know, but I had felt this hand upon my head the day before, and here it was being confirmed 24 hours later on the top of my head. The same warmth, the same pressure, the exact same position, the same side, and in that moment I knew there is God,
yeah.
and God had been with me the day prior in my hotel room. There is God.